Hello and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo Boarding School. As you can see, I got a green screen right behind me now, so things look cooler. I didn't really get it for this series. I mostly got it for streaming and things, but I decided to see how well it works with this series. I'm not sure if my processor is going to be able to really work with the green screen and with how intensive Planet Zoo is, which kind of sounds silly because you wouldn't really think Planet Zoo is like a super intensive game, but because of all the things happening all at once, it is actually a little bit intensive, and I get some skipped frames every once in a while even without the green screen processing happening. So again, we'll see how it works. I'm going to try it for this video. If it starts to screw up, then I'm going to take it out, so you might end up seeing half of this with the green screen behind me, half of it without. But I mean, I'll let you know as we go. At the end of the video, I'll tell you if I think it worked. So on the last video, I built the panda habitat here, and then this is the Japanese macaque habitat. The macaque habitat was all fine and all good, other than I messed up the walls, but I got them fixed. And then the panda habitat was all messed up. I only had 3 pandas in here, and it was too crowded. They didn't have enough space, and as you can see, they still don't really have enough space. But this was red. I think I only had about 7,000 square feet, so it was attracting protesters and everything, and I was not expecting to have that issue originally, but unfortunately I did. So like I said, I have 3 pandas in here. I ended up giving the male panda contraceptive so that way he doesn't have babies, because if he had babies, then the space would be all messed up, like way worse. So maybe in the future I might expand it even further, but I did, like I said, I only had 7,000 before, so I did expand this. I basically took, there was a wall that went from here all the way across to there, and I basically just took out that wall and then expanded it, put it around to here, around the edge, and then unfortunately we're gonna have guests stopping and looking from the stairs, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with that, and hopefully it doesn't get too bad. I mean, if visitors even come down here, I don't even know if like more than 10 visitors have even made their way down here yet. And just like the rest of like the edges of the zoo, like over there, it doesn't really get that much attention. I'm gonna have to put in some zoo entrances or something to make it work, but this is the panda habitat for now, I guess. And like I said, maybe it'll get expanded soon or something, but it won't happen on this episode, I can tell you that. For this episode, I'm going to zoom us across the map here. So basically I built the African area starting over here and making its way sprawling out all over this. This is all African grassland habitats. And then I took a break from the Africa area after I finished the grassland stuff, and I built the India area over here, and then I continued on with kind of the East Asian area, which I just showed you. I finished that up. So now I'm coming back and going into some more African stuff. I'm going to go ahead and transform this area here into some desert area. I'm going to go with the camels, which are actually not even African. I explained that a little bit in the last episode. They're more Asian, but there's not really anywhere to put them. Like, I'll show you their region. So that's their region. Like, it's literally not in Africa at all. It's more in that's mostly just Asia, a little bit like Saudi Arabia, I want to say, or something like that, in the Middle East. I don't know that area super well geographically, so don't get mad at me. But that's where they're actually from. But they're going to be in the African area because they are going to be next to the Gemsbach, which I'm not really sure. Let's see if I can find them. I was right there, literally. But they're actually African, and they're desert. There aren't that many desert animals. I think that these are the two desert animals that I can really use. Is this? Yeah, see, that's an exhibit. Most of the desert stuff are exhibit animals, so there's nothing I can really do other than those two, I'm pretty sure. And if I find something else, I'll add it in, but this is going to be, like I said, the Gemsbach and the camels. And then moving on after... Ooh, I just had some frames skip there. We'll see. Moving on after that will be the African jungle area, which will span this whole area. That'll be next episode, probably like 5 to 10 episodes in the future, like continuing on. So next episode through like 10 more probably. So I'm just going to start transforming this little area here. Once I hit like a checkpoint, I will stop. I'll explain what I've done, and then we'll see kind of how I feel about where the video is going, if I time lapse the whole build or if I just kind of update you as I go through. But I'm gonna get started now. Alright, so I've decided that I am actually going to go ahead and make this area here a zoo entrance. I was just talking about it, and then I was kind of thinking about it, like where could I add one? And that's the spot that makes sense, because our original zoo entrance is over there. So why not blast a zoo entrance in right there? And then possibly, like, I don't know, maybe put another one down over here, like way over here. I don't know. But I know for sure I'm going to put one in right here, so that way we get some more guest stuff happening. Because my gondola only goes to there, so even if they wanted to, they would have to go to there, and then, like, this is the only stop here, and then going all the way down and walking this whole path to get down to here, and I don't think that's going to happen. Now, I am going to add some sort of, like, train system, I think. I just don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I think I might end up making it tunnel through the ground or something. I don't know. We'll see, but I know for now I don't really have any plans to do that, like, in the very near future. So for now, this is kind of going to be the fix. I'm going to put a zoo entrance in and see how it all kind of works out. But I might not finish that on this episode. I might do a next episode. So for now, though, I am going to do the two habitats I was talking about. So my idea is kind of I'm going to have a zoo entrance here, and then the guests will kind of have a path that goes right down the middle with some, you know, scenery and some shops, things like that. And then branching off will be like a viewpoint that will be right here looking through this glass. And then the viewpoint for these habitats, which will be right here, will be kind of coming off of the edge of this. So I'm going to go ahead and make this area flat, starting from like right here, maybe something like this. And then once that's all flat, I can turn those two spots into habitats and then have a kind of a natural viewpoint from right there. I'll probably make like the path come down, but you'll see it happen. But that's kind of my idea. So, oh, I hate how that happens in this game. Okay, so here is the progress that I've made. I decided to go ahead and make this like kind of symmetrical, or at least as symmetrical as I can make it. So this side will be say the camels, this side be the gemsbok. I couldn't really put them in the same habitat. I probably could have made it work, but one, like I said earlier, one's in kind of the Asia, Middle East, and then one's in Africa. So the plants would have been off. They'd have been different. Otherwise, I would have put them in the same habitat. But like I said, I made it symmetrical. I know that like this height is off. Nothing I can really do about it. I mean, there is something I could probably do about it, but I'm not going to. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. These are the shelter areas. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the staff path run right down Main Street here and go right up into this area, which is the viewing area. So that way the staff can get out. Staff don't really need to get out. I'm just going to allow them to. These little lines here are not perfect, but they're as good as I can make them. I spent a good 20 minutes fidgeting with them, so that's about as good as they're gonna get. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a little staff area back here and then fill in the habitats, and then I'll give you guys a quick little recap of the habitats and everything that I went through while building it. So I will get back to building now. Alright, so I just found a nice little hack that I didn't actually think would work. I will kind of explain it a little bit. So for this habitat, I could not figure out how I was going to make the habitat gate that you need. Also, sidetrack here. I was going to put the viewpoint up here. It's still kind of going to be up here, but I was going to put my my habitat gate and all my I don't know, I can't think of the word. All of my staff buildings. There we go. I was going to put all of my staff buildings over here, but then there just wasn't enough room for the pathing. I could have shortened up the habitats a little bit, but I already made the barriers look as symmetrical as I could, and I spent a lot of time on it, so I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to do that. So I just turned this into visitor walking area and made it loop around and do that little cool thing there, and then come right back up here. Now, the thing is no visitors are going to go down there. I mean, maybe if I get lucky, I'll have some go down there. I'll definitely put the animal talk points down there just to force the visitors to go down there. But for the most part, I don't think many of them are really gonna go down there. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So I was going, like I said, I was going to put the staff villages, the little staff village over here, but there wasn't enough room. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put it behind the habitats underground. And then I was going to have it pop out into the habitats just from behind. But with the shelter area being there, it kind of is a little bit rough. I could have done it like I did with the tortoise habitat, but I decided to kind of do something different and just kind of make it go around the outside of it. But then I was like, crap, that still can't reach over here, obviously. Like, it can't reach to this one. And you might have figured it out already, but basically what I did is I added a guest gate here. So this is normally used for guests. Guests cannot enter the camel or the gemsbok habitat, though. So what I did is I just made it all staff path, and then the staff area is going to be up in this little cave in here. I know it's dark, but you can see it a little bit. So there's the cave in there, and then, you know, they'll come out of here, and then to get to this habitat over here, the second habitat, they're actually going to have to go through the guest gate, through the next guest gate, and then through the habitat gate, which is a little bit funky, but I think that's probably not utilized very often, probably because it is funky, but I just enjoy that I found that hack out because I don't think many people have probably figured that out too much. So go me. I'm the greatest at Planet Zoo. Basically, I just did like something that was very easy to figure out, and I'm patting myself on the back because I'm super excited about it. I mean, this kind of looks bad. It looks like it's just like painted on, but whatever. It looks cool. It looks good enough for me. So far, this is what I have going. Camel's over here, Gemsbach over here. That's my plan. So I'll get back to it again, and when I come back, I should have a completed habitat, or 2 completed habitats, I should say. And then I'll look into getting some more, or to getting the animals, to getting the camels and the Gemsbach. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the habitats now, and you might be saying, Jake, this habitat's really empty and it doesn't have any water in it. And my counter argument to you is, yeah, there is water in it, the fountains, and 2, yeah, it's a desert, it's gonna be empty. And then you might say, yeah, but it looks really bad, and I will say, yeah, you're right, it does look really bad. But it's symmetrical, kind of. It's symmetrical to the best of my abilities. I hate how the grass always does that, but so, gosh darn it. So basically, I decided to just try to make it completely symmetrical, and I did a pretty good job. Like, if you look at this, a couple of the things are a little bit off, probably, like this tree here. But for the most part, I think it's pretty symmetrical. The enrichment items are not symmetrical, but the nature is. And then obviously, like, there's a road going through this one. There's not a road going through this one, but I decided to put, a deer over here for the Gemsbach, because the Gemsbach are deer. It's not, I mean, this isn't a Gemsbach, but it's still a deer. And then I was like, oh yeah, there'll definitely be like camel sculptures for me to put up on the other side, so I can have a camel on one side and deer on the other side. Makes sense. And then turns out there are no camel sculptures, so I just went ahead and went with the crown jewel of the entire zoo and put a nice golden llama on this. So even though these aren't llamas in here, why not just put the zoo's logo right smack dab in the middle of this habitat? So these are done. I'm not gonna probably stick with this being all sand like this, at least not the same sand across the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, deserts are really sandy, but there's also a lot more stuff going on in them than just sand, I think. I don't know. I've only been to a desert like one time in my entire life, so I actually don't know the answer. But I'm gonna guess that there's more than just sand, because I don't think it looks like that. But I'll go ahead and get these animals in here and then see if they really require more soil or whatnot. Is that seriously like the only males out there are albinos? My only option is just to get an albino male. That's silly. I don't like that. Alright, it's nighttime, but I'm gonna still show you guys some things that are happening around the zoo. The Indian peafowl, oh my gosh, so many things are happening. Anyway, the Indian peafowl had some babies, and I know it's dark, I'm sorry. here's the little babies. They're pretty cute. I mean, they're odd looking. All baby birds are weird looking, but still cute. Alright, the second coming of Jesus has come to an end. It's a little bit dark. I apologize. But say your goodbyes now. I have to get rid of him because there are no females in here that he hasn't birthed. So I'm just getting rid of him, and then Joseph has matured. Even though he still looks like he's a little cub, but he has matured, and he is ready to take over for the second coming of Christ. Goodbye, Christ, part 2, something like that. And then let's watch this boy grow. Bang! Joseph, the man. Well, the lion, the myth, the legend. It's his zoo now, baby. Got some aardvark mating action. I've probably seen it once before, but let's just get another look. Oh yeah, that's definitely intense. Definitely intense. Alright, she's pregnant. Alright, we had more Florida babies. Let's give them a little peek skis. Alright, here's the reveal. 0% immunity. 0% immunity. This is like Survivor. Is this the mother? Yeah. So yeah, I think that whole group had 0% immunity. 0% immunity. Yeah. It's just a quick game of Survivor up in Florida. No immunity. So it's raining. I don't know why. Tired of this rain, honestly. I wish I could just turn rain off. But I guess we just are gonna have to deal with it. For the Gemsbach, by the way, I have 1 Gemsbach in and 1 Camel in so far, but I do have more coming in. I have 4 Gemsbach and 3 Camels all together so far. This is our Gemsbach. He's sad because there aren't enough adults in here, but like I said, they're coming. Just I have 1 caretaker working on getting them all in here, so it's gonna take them a second. But this is our boy anyway. Not actually a boy, this is our girl, but this is one of our girls. Look at the size of the freaking horns. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. They're not antlers, I think they're horns. They're massive. They're freaking massive. That's crazy. Crazy. Those are like spears. Wow, I mean, I like how the normal ones look. Unfortunately, I already showed it, but I had to get a albino male because there were no males that weren't albino. So, I mean, I guess we'll get to see how the albino looks, but I really didn't want to have an albino. We already have too many albinos in the zoo. But whatever, we'll just deal with it. And this guy just popped in, so he has some nice Planet Zoo things popping up around him, some confetti. But he's also sad because of the social group. But like I said, there are more coming in. I'm gonna jump back over to the Gemsbach real quick. I decided to put in some grass and then some rocks at the end, just because I didn't like how only this sand kind of looked. So this kind of breaks, like the path breaks the grass to the sand, and then the rock just kind of forms in, and it's like sandy rock over there. It's all not super easy to see because the rain is here, unfortunately. But I'm gonna also go ahead and fix him up, and I'll just do that kind of while I talk a little bit. They're not actually supposed to have that much grass, but definitely a lot more rock. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in some rock. I won't put rock. I don't know, sand in the bedding area or rock. Sand makes more sense, so I'll just keep it mostly sandy. And I'll kind of do the edges here with some rocky stuff. But I mean, I already showed you most of kind of what I did in here. This is me really just finishing it up. But all in all, I enjoyed making these habitats. I mean, they were super simple because I didn't have to add that much coverage. I'm actually almost maxed out the camel habitat coverage. So, I mean, there's that. Like, if you look at it, there are 5 trees. So, the Gemsbach, I could have put a little bit more in there, but I wanted to make it symmetrical. I wanted to make it symmetrical. If you've been following the series, you know that this happened to me with the elephant habitat a ton, and it pissed me off. Building on the this is so annoying. Building on the edge of the zoo is impossible. This is the elephant habitat. See, I built it on the edge also, and that just kept happening. Every time I zoom out too far off of the edge of the map, it just throws me to the bottom portion. So frustrating. But soon here, I won't have to deal with it too much anymore. I mean, a lot of habitats are gonna be built along the edge, but at least it won't be on the corner to where I just can't be on one. I can't be over here, and I can't be over here. I just have to be building from right here. Otherwise, I am getting flung all over the place. But anyway, back to the habitats. Like I was saying, I really enjoyed building them. I kind of had to mess around and put some funky stuff in. Like, this is the African area, and I decided that camels are African, even though they're not. So I did put this African thing in, and then, like I already explained with the llama, I had to put the llama in just because there were no camel statues. But, I mean, I made it work. They're from 2 totally different regions, but I was able to use all the same plants just because I only used palm trees and these bushes. But everything worked really well. And I am happy with the habitats. I mean, they're empty for sure, but they're also desert habitats, so kind of supposed to be empty. Nothing I can really do about that. But the reason I'm not really pushing play and having this roll out is because I don't have anything connecting to this. So this is a big staff path that I put in just so the staff stuff would connect to this, but there are no guest paths coming up to here. There's obviously nothing really connecting any of it right now, and I'm not going to do that right now. On the next episode, I'm actually going to go ahead and put in a zoo entrance here, like I've talked about a ton. I think I've said zoo entrance this video probably like 7 or 8 times, and I'll probably say it at least one more, but I'm gonna put that in here, and that is going to kind of have this run down into this area. So that's why I'm not gonna just like connect this really awkwardly all the way back up to here like I did with this staff path. I'm gonna delete the staff path. Obviously, I just needed it so that way my staff could run back and forth with putting the animals in. So yeah, I mean, that's my plan for the next episode, is to do that, and then I'm also going to add in probably like a walk-through habitat right here. I'll probably put flamingos in like right here, because I think that the guests can walk through the flamingo habitat, and then I'll add another one. I'm not sure what else will be with the flamingos in the next episode, but it'll definitely be flamingos and something, and then the zoo entrance, and that'll probably be all I'll do, because that'll be all I will have time for. But that will do it for this episode. The green screen worked out pretty well. You can see it a little bit. I think it's because the green screen actually has some like curls in it. I just need to flatten it out more. I haven't used it a ton yet, so I don't have all the kinks worked out, but I will eventually have them all worked out. And like I said, it worked really well for this episode, so I'll probably just keep it just like this for future episodes, but I'll fix it up a little bit to make it so you can't see those edges. And other than that, just to recap this episode, we just built the 2 habitats, and I showed you a couple things around the zoo like I normally do, but that's really it. If you like this video, please give me a like, give our channel a browse, I guess. Just go ahead and check it out. Check out our other members' content out. They make some great stuff. And if you do enjoy their stuff, or if you really enjoy these videos, then a subscription would help out immensely. And then also share this video with your friends and your family and anybody that you think would like our content. Share our entire channel with somebody. We have a competitive gamer. We have somebody who likes to make funny videos, and then We have me, who makes these really boring Planet Zoo type videos, as well as some competitive stuff. And then we have another guy who makes all sorts of different stuff and things. So please go check that out. And I will see you guys on the next one.